your books and in your lectures, you've often spoke about different species of doubt. Can you give us an overview of the primary species of doubt?
You know, when I first started, I just think about how naive I was and how I came along. I was pastoring, this was being the late 70s, and I used to think the answer to doubt is a good dose of apologetics, so it's facts. So therefore I'm kind of letting it out there that I thought that at the beginning, I thought all doubt was factual. What a joke. Okay, but that is one type. The guy the person asks a quick question, they're done when you're done. Don't come back, don't rejoinder, it doesn't hurt, they don't think they're losing their faith, none of that. But factual doubt that's unattended, or that is overly emotionalized, like, well, what if we're wrong? Well, wow, I wouldn't want to be wrong on this one, you could be going to hell, you know what I mean, like any factual doubt that is unattended or is what if too much becomes emotional. It often goes in this direction: factual, emotional, volitional. With factual being, it's probably the headiest of them, but the answer to factual doubt is facts. When facts aren't available, or when facts are available, but the person keeps, I don't know, how can we be positive? This is, I know you were just tested last week, but I want to make sure you don't have tuberculosis, anything you want to put in the blame. Well, doubt's like that. And doubt unattended usually morphs to emotional doubt. Emotional doubt is by far the most common, by far the most painful. But then emotional doubt, that goes for a long period of time and is unattended. Think about any kind of relationship. You never cared about me when I talked to you. You wouldn't sit down. You wouldn't kind of feel my pain. I don't think you're for me because you just, you're not there. And so the more I complain and the more you do nothing, the more I start getting hardened. It's a normal human reaction. And so if you say to God, how many times have I prayed this? I want to be frank with you. I don't like talking like this to you, Lord, but you're not answering my prayers, and I see this in the book of Psalms, and I'm really getting bothered. Next time it's, I'm warning you, I'm getting bothered. Next time it's, well, he lets me down. Why do I have to have devotions? Why do I have to go to church? If he doesn't have to answer my prayer, I don't know why I have to waste 2 hours every Sunday morning. You use the word waste, you can already tell something's going on. And it often morphs to a stage that's volitional doubt is willing walking away from. If it were a human relationship, you'd say it's fallen on rough times. And it can be, and it also has they all have ranges. The range for volitional doubt could be anything from, I'm still emotional, I wished you could meet my needs, I'm still open if you would, but I don't think you are, so I'm just trying to wean myself away from you. Yeah, and now it's 2 months down the road, and I'm not going to church at all. I'm not reading at all. I'm not answering the same questions. And so when you meet that person 2 years down the road, very frequently you'll say to them, so you're not a believer anymore? Oh, I'm a believer. Well, you think it's true? Yeah, I think it's true. Well, we see you in church every week, and you're one of the best workers in church. How come we don't see you anymore? Because I don't give a rip. And a lot of times you can think something is true, and that's the serious end of a volitional doubt. It's the serious end of doubt. It's what Os Guinness in his book on doubt calls a time to warn. You say, well, I'm not a warner. I don't get up in people's faces and say things. Well, you're this guy's best friend, and everybody thinks you're the one to do it because he'll listen to you, and he's going to tell me he doesn't care. But you have to do things, and more about those techniques later, but you have to sometimes do things to motivate emotion or to wake the person up, because they believe everything. They just don't give a rip.
And you mentioned before, from your experience in your study, that like a percentage breakdown, factual 10%, emotional make about 80%, and volitional about 10%.
Yeah, it's tough because you can't, you know, this is not a subject people talk about, we don't get a chance to interview them. But I got a feeling that emotional doubt is 70-80%, maybe equal division between the remaining two. On the simple end, just give me, simple doesn't mean it's not a sharp question. Simple like it's answered simply. How about like this? A simple factual doubt is like a clean break rather than a compound fracture or a torn ligament. It's clean. Maybe 15%, and maybe 15% are the guys going out the back door. With most people not convinced they love the Lord or the Lord loves them, but it's the most important thing in their life and it hurts. That's the emotional middle ground.